Ladies and gentlemen, attention, you will not believe the player that Barcelona have just been offered. Like honestly, if this player signs for Barcelona, it could literally change their entire season. Please, culers, drop a follow and let's get to this. But first, we just have to clarify a few things. Everybody was so focused on the registrations of Marcus Rashford and Joan Garcia that we all forgot about the registration of Szczesny. Allegedly, the club are now thinking of getting rid of Romeo and Iñaki Peña all to allow his registration. Now, culers, this is where things begin to get interesting. Please keep this information in mind. Allegedly, Christensen is currently the fourth center back option for Hansi Flick. The reason why this is important is because Barcelona have just been offered another center back from a top team in Europe that could replace Christensen. If this player happens to join Barcelona, then this will likely lead to a possible exit of Christensen, though this is only speculative. Culers, you are not ready to find out who this player is. The player that has just been offered to Barcelona is none other than Benjamin Pavard from Inter Milan. Allegedly, according to Sport, the own agent of Benjamin Pavard, Pini Zahavi, who has a wonderful connection with Barcelona, is offering Pavard to the club. Here we get more insights as to why this would work perfectly for Barcelona. And honestly, the points being made just make so much sense. Not only has Benjamin Pavard been on Barcelona's radar before, but he has also been previously managed under Hansi Flick at Bayern Munich. This means that the player-manager relationship is already sharp, meaning that this would facilitate things for Benjamin Pavard to join Barcelona. Not only that, but the player has also been receiving offers from Saudi Arabia, but he is currently declining them because he wants to stay at a top-level team in Europe to play in the Champions League, leading us all back to this entire saga between himself and Barcelona. I really do hope that these news are true because Benjamin Pavard joining Barcelona would help them so much in their back line. The question now, culers, that I make to you guys is this: who would you prefer at Barcelona, Andreas Christensen or Benjamin Pavard? Culers, let me know down in the comment sections, but above all, drop a follow so that you do not miss out on future news. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of videos with all these news, so please make sure you drop a follow. Culers, this is wild. Even Real Madrid staff members, coaches, players are recognizing that Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world. Xabi Alonso has just come out saying in a press conference before their match tomorrow, by the way, that Lamine is already an important player for Barcelona and the national team. But you see, I'm about to explain why this shouldn't even be surprising. At this rate, we all just have to be honest in the end. We have to go with what our conscience tells us, and anybody that contradicts their conscience is literally just in pure denial. Lamine Yamal could win the Ballon d'Oro, but even if he doesn't, culers, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's pretty much inevitable at this point that he's gonna end up winning at least 5. When I say that everybody recognizes it, I speak for Barcelona players, Barcelona managers, staff members, national team coaches, and even Real Madrid's own manager. Now, obviously, because he's a Madrid manager, he's not just going to blatantly say that Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world. But we all know that him, alongside every other Madrid player, deep down recognizes that Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world. And I know that there's a lot of you who disagree with me on this point, thinking that Rafinha should win the Ballon d'Oro, and I can definitely understand your perspective. And don't get me wrong, if Rafinha does win the award, I'm still going to be extremely happy. But from my perspective, it is clear that Lamine Yamal is the best player already in the world. Everybody literally recognizes this fact already. I honestly cannot with this club anymore. Culers, somebody please answer this question for me. How is it possible that Barcelona forgot about the registration of Szczesny? We were all literally so focused on registering Joan Garcia, Marcus Rashford, and Rooney that we all forgot about our hero from last season. Szczesny still has to be registered for Barcelona, and the club are now just barely making some movements in their squad to allow for his registration. Apparently, the club are now just barely trying to either sell or loan off Romeo, who I don't even know how he's still at Barcelona, and obviously Iñaki Peña. Now here's where it gets a little complicated, culers. Please pay attention. I had previously informed you guys of the inevitable exit of Iñaki Peña. For those who don't remember, it's likely because you still haven't dropped a follow, so please drop a follow. But Iñaki Peña had been receiving a lot of offers from different teams, and one of them was Como. Allegedly, after the Joan Camper Trophy, Como's representatives met with Iñaki Peña to talk about a potential contract. However, there were no further news after that. And as far as Romeo, well, culers, the best that I have to tell you is that I don't know. It is my honest opinion. This is because no sources are telling us anything new about Romeo. They hardly even document anything about him. My best guess is that the club are working on terminating his contract so that they just kind of let him off without really selling him or loaning him off to any other team. Because I'm assuming that the club no longer want to deal with these players, if you know what I mean. All of this, again, just to register Szczesny, who was the hero from last season. In my opinion, if you ask me, I think it's quite disrespectful that we just let off this registration till the end. But nonetheless, culers, you guys let me know what you guys think. Make sure you drop a follow so you stay tuned for every video, and God bless.